Well, I'm Marianne from Mere Village Primary School. I'm one of the organisers of the Street and Glastonbury Film Awards. Just to say, it's fantastic, the achievement, what we just heard, of the filmmaking that's going on in the schools. Not just getting across the technical aspect of things, but being able to storytell. But the Street and Glastonbury Film Awards is a competition, an annual competition, but also a celebration of the work that's going on for young filmmakers. The Film Awards, I'm hoping this will advance, has only been going for a couple of years and is run by Mere Village Primary School. It started last year, 7 schools entered, and it's for the community learning partnership area of Street and Glastonbury. Primary school age, years 4 to 11 at the moment. This year, 12 schools entered and 32 films were made. Just to talk a little bit about how the Film Awards started, the competition started. There was a filmmaking club already running, and a media club at Mere School, and this was free to school children as an after-school activity. This was aimed to children ages 8 to 11, so slightly older, years 4 to 6. And the sorts of things that they were doing already before the Film Awards came along were filming techniques, looking at storyboarding, visualising an idea and putting that down on a storyboard. They were already doing basic editing with the school system that's available, so that it was Windows XP operating system, and using Windows Movie Maker. Media Club was talking about and looking at other students' films. It was talking about industry standard camera shots, things like wide shots, close-ups, what they are, how to use them. So really looking at the tools that they could use to put together a film. And they would do this with photography, for example, composing a storyboard with photographic stills to tell the story, similar to what we've seen, before moving on then to moving images and using cameras. Alongside a media club at the school, we were also running a Life Channel television network, community television network, as a way of communicating. So that then became a platform for the media club's films to be shown to a community, so almost broadcasting, if you like, within the school. So children were beginning to make short films and reports about school life, about packed lunches, about school productions, anything like that, and using the Life Channel to broadcast this. With all this going on, the Street and Glastonbury Film Awards came along, which was where the head teacher took things a step further and introduced a competition with meetings with the Community Learning Partnership and other schools in the area. She encouraged other schools to start making films in the classrooms with the aim to enter a competition. The funding then came from the CLP. Not a lot of funding was required, really. It didn't cost a lot. A lot of the work being done was voluntary. Anything, for example, the venue was was actually held at St Dunstan's Community School. We did have support, certainly in the first year. We had Miramax Films from California supporting us and who judged some of the film entries. The BBC have supported us both years running with fantastic prizes and key speaker in the first year at the Film Awards ceremony. At Bristol have also supplied prizes of an experience of attending animation workshops. And Wells Film Centre have now stepped in this year and have showed one of the films to the general public on the opening night of Harry Potter, which was fantastic. Aardman Animation are one of the independent judges, and satevents.com do all the audio-visual work for us, voluntary. So it's amazing how it can all come together. The first thing that needed to be done was a training day for schools that wanted to take part in the first year of this film competition. And this was provided by an AST or Advanced Skills teacher in filmmaking who ran the workshop showing how to use that school system, which is Windows, and software such as Stop Motion Animator, which is free software, easily available, webcams that we had in the school, and Movie Maker for the editing. And that was shown to all the teachers so they could take that back to the classrooms and start making the films for the competition. This is the sort of film equipment that we have in the schools, or that I know of, that is being used to make these films for the competition at the moment. Everyone's heard of the DigiBlue movie cameras, the little easily available and easy to use, particularly for reception age school children and Key Stage 1, or the tough cams, and actually the editing can all be done within. It's very easy to plug into the PCs. Or digital cameras, smaller compact digital cameras being used to film short pieces which would then be imported into Movie Maker alongside any animation they would do with stop motion animation. So films are being made in quite different ways in the different schools, listening to you speaking earlier about how you were making your film. Some are using movie cameras that it's all, as I say, the tough cams, and others are doing some animation and some live action and putting it together. The film awards require entry requirements for a 2-minute film, either animation or live action or both. So really, you know, it left a lot of scope for getting the ideas out there and the imagination out. I'd like to show you a couple of films. The first film was the Aardman Animation Award winner last year, 2009, and actually I can see Sue is here who helped with that film. So probably be able to say, Sue, how it was made before I run it. It was over a number of days, wasn't it? Intense.
It took about 6 days to make. That was storyboard first, backgrounds, and then model making and the filming, and it took 6 solid days to complete all of that. That was a lot of me standing there going, if you don't make the rocket, it won't launch, and just completely cracking the whip. And I know that your approach is very industry inspired. My approach is very chaos inspired, in that I let the children make films in a totally chaotic way so that they can try every special effect going, every crazy idea going, and then they look at it and they say, it's great, but it doesn't look like a real film. And I say, right, okay, then let's do this approach and try this way, and it sort of comes together in a backwards sort of way, really, but it still works. I don't know really what, you know, we've learned a lot on the way about the equipment. My background is fine art painting, so I'm not at all technically minded, but I didn't let that stop us. It was just great fun. I don't really know what else to say. The storyboard is important, and it was a way of getting the kids back and saying, actually, no, I don't think you could do this because this is your storyboard. But when it came that they wanted to introduce something else, then we were allowed to do that. We just said, yeah, if you want to go that way. We had little tangents on the way, shall I say, but the main thread was there. So that was really important. So that was a learning curve for me. Yeah, never done this before.
No.
So it was a real, it was very exciting.
Should we see the film?
Yeah, do.
fact, Elmhurst School has won the Aardman Animation Award 2 years on the trot, so it's fantastic stuff. The next, I'm going to show you another film. This is the Media Club. So the Media Club have been working on lots of different, already making films, doing lots of projects beforehand for quite a lengthy time. The time scale of working towards the film for the Film Awards tends to be the summer term. It's about 6 weeks or so. So they would have had 6 sessions, 6-hour club hours, plus a bit more, I would say, to make the film, so it would have been about 10 hours. But there's a lot more. There are 12 members of the Media Club.
Don't eat the chocolate. I'm hungry. No.
Kylo, Ashton, don't forget your book bags.
So the book bag was made, as I say, of a Media Club team of 12 children, and they worked on separate animations. They built the sets, and it was painful at times because it took so long. The animation process with the models is very, very painful, but very rewarding.